Hi there, I'm Di Martin, founder of Click to Heal, and this is a little video for some people that are doing my classes. Some little challenge that I've set for them is to try and get in over the next 5 weeks these 6 simple little behaviours onto a verbal cue so that they understand the kind of process to go through to get things onto a verbal cue. So it's a nice kind of fun little activity to do with the dog. We're just going to do it nice and slow and controlled. It's all about you being able to kind of mark behaviours, remember your pause before we're feeding behaviours, and something that's a little bit more movement based, so it's a little bit more fun for the puppy. So hopefully you're enjoying spending kind of time together. This is little Willow, who's in the little pup in one of our classes at the minute, who I'm going to use to demo. So she's done a tiny bit of work on this, but probably not much, have you? Eh? Yeah, good girl. So we're going to start off just with a follow the finger. So we're going to put food in our hand, make a fist, point our index finger, and we're going to teach puppy to follow it. Yep. Open our hand, feed in a bowl hand so that we're encouraging the puppy to use their tongue, both hands. Yep. So the criteria we're looking for is the puppy to be moving. Yep. Okay, following our hand, we're marking the behaviour with the yip, and then feeding in the bowl hand, so it's a nice and gentle way of taking food. Just one treat in the hand, follow the finger, yip, open the hand, feed, back the other way, yip. Okay, obviously we can do a lot more kind of movement with this. We can build up the number of steps they do, yip. So try not to get the kind of marker on the jump. So yip, pause, open your hand and feed. Okay, and then we're going to build this up. So once she's happy following the finger, we're going to do 6 simple moves. Okay, we don't want them too fast because we don't want puppies turning tight. Okay, so we're going to start with just a little 360 circle. Yep. Moving them around and in the opposite direction. Yep. Okay, it's good if we can follow both hands. Yep. Yep. These nice little confidence building exercises, yep, as well with your handling, because, you know, we've got the hand going, yep, over the dog, okay, not a lot of adult dogs will kind of like you doing that so much because of the lean over, yep, but it's getting them used to kind of positive things happen, yep, good, okay, so eventually we're going to call that one left and right. We're not going to think about verbal cues at the minute, and the other ones we're going to do is with puppy being in front of us, quickly put your hand behind your knee. Remember, we're still pointing our finger. Yep. Feeding the bowl hand by the side. The reason we're feeding by the side is because, remember, we tend to feed our dogs in this kind of area in relationship to our body quite a lot with exercises that we're doing. So it's just trying to take it outside of that area, doing some side-on reinforcement, which will help us when we're progressing to doing some lead work later. Okay, so what we do one side, we're going to do the other side. Remember, dogs are kind of left pawed or right pawed, kind of as we are handed. So it's nice kind of little balance exercises. And, oh, you're in the treat bag, darling. Nice little balance exercises and teaching them to move in both directions. Okay, so again, point the finger. Yep. Feed in the bowl hand, side on. Okay. Yep. Good. Try and keep the head, yep, at the puppy with the finger. Yep. And the other reason we're actually kind of hiding the treat in our finger is it's much, much easier for me to have no treats in my hand and they get the concept, woo, and they get, good, yep, okay, and then we can apply the food. So no treats in the hand, yep, and they still get the food, okay? If the treat was exposed to the dog, obviously they'll be able to see it as they're moving around, okay? And what you're going to get is probably maybe a bit of trying to bite the treat as she goes along like this, yeah? And then what we might do is get the kind of marker in as they're kind of beginning to bite the hand, okay? So we do want it purely about following the finger. For the next one, we're going to teach the puppy to kind of swap hands on the move, okay? So we're going to teach a kind of go round behaviour. So we start with puppy on one hand. When you finish having a little scratch, ready, and swap to the other. Yep. Good. And swap. Yep. Okay, and the reason for that is we're going to teach them a go round behaviour. So follow this one, swap hands. Okay, we're going to just do that one again because of the jumping. Swap. Yep. That was better. Good girl. Okay, so we follow this one round and then we swap. Yep. Good. And we can do that both ways round. So follow this one, change, yep. Good. Follow this one, change, yep. And you can see how my hand just kind of disappears, so it's obvious which one she's following. Yep. Good, baby. Yep. Good. Well done, baby. Okay, so we can get those moves going. Obviously, at the moment, we've got quite exaggerated hand signals. It would be nice if we could reduce those over time, just to maybe some kind of sweeping hands to teach them this, so we don't have to do the kind of swapping of hands. Okay, and for this one, with the go through, we might just kind of use a kind of body bend over to the side and drop our hands so that they can come through. So just reducing the amount of movement and hand signals that we have to do, okay, before we're kind of ready to add it onto a verbal cue. Now, I would probably play around with a week or so with those movements, trying to reduce the amount of help I need to give her on the hand signal, and then I would be ready to add them onto a verbal cue. Remember, everything needs pauses because the dogs are learning in kind of patterns all the time, so we need to create a pattern in how we're training. So when we've marked a behaviour, we mark it, pause, we're feeding for movement, so we're allowing the dog to come forward onto the hand to get the treat. Okay, so when we're ready to put the verbal cue on, then we're going to say the verbal cue. We've got to be sure we can get the behaviour, ideally. We don't want to keep linking a verbal cue to the wrong behaviour. So we would say the verbal cue. So I'm just going to wait for her to stop jumping and be out of the sit. So we say left. Yep. Good girl. Left. And show her. Yep. So we say the verbal cue. Left. Show. Yep. Okay. And ideally left. Yep. Okay. Trying to left. Yep. Marking the behaviour as she's still doing the turn. Left. Yep. Left. Yep. And you can see I've done a fair few repetitions of the same one there. Okay. Obviously, if I keep changing them, it's much harder for her to learn the word. So we can do a couple of repetitions of one. Okay. And then a couple of repetitions of a different one. Okay. You ready, Bubba? Is that collar irritating? Right. Yep. Right. Yep. Right. Yep. Good. Good girlie. Should we try the others? Under. Yep. Under. Yep. Turn. Yep. Turn. Yep. Good girl. Excellent. She's definitely not ready for me to put my go round on yet. So we're not quite ready for the go rounds and circles, but just so that you know which words I use, we're just going to have a little go. Ready? Go round. Then show. Yep. That was a nice one. Well done. Always start in front. When she's finished chewing, go round. Yep. And the other direction I call circle. So we say circle. Yep. Circle. Yep. Good baby. Treat party. Okay, so let's just summarise there. So we're just teaching follow the finger. We're practising marking the behaviour before we open our hand to give the treat. Okay, remember over time we're trying to get the dog to listen. That will help them listen rather than just watch. Okay, if we're doing simultaneous commands and signals, the dog's going to get more into watching than it is listening. Okay, just get them going and follow the finger. Okay, not too fast. We don't want puppies turning too tight. Okay, this is just helping them to kind of get their balance and kind of be able to turn in both directions because they probably have a preferred direction that they're going to default to. So nice movement-based exercises for you to practice, and they're fun exercises for the puppy. Okay, once we've got the dog following the finger, we can swap from finger to finger, then we can begin to do our 6 manoeuvres. Okay, so we're trying to get to the point where we can reduce the hand signal and just do a little flip to get them to turn around, okay, in each direction, or flip and flick, okay, and through the legs where we can just reduce the signal accordingly, okay, and our go round and our circle. Just making sure that our hands kind of come out, remember the finger points, so round and circle, whereas the kind of turn and under, so this would be turn, dropping our hand down, under, dropping our hand down there so that it looks different. Okay, once we've got those manoeuvres quite well and I think they're quite successful, then we're ready to add the word. So we say the word, pause, show the dog the manoeuvre, mark the behaviour, pause, and then give them the treat. Okay, happy training. Let's see if you can get those in 5 weeks, guys. Good luck.